Hi, today I'm going to be talking to you about paraphrasing, how, when, and why to use it. So, paraphrasing involves finding the main idea of the text in order to paraphrase it. It is putting the passage in your own words without changing the meaning. And it involves citing the source, even though you've put it into your own words. So, you must change both the words and the sentence structure of the original without changing the content. And that's really important. A lot of times, students only change the words and they don't change the sentence structure, and so they end up plagiarizing when they're not intending to. You have to change the words and the sentence structure without changing the content. So, paraphrasing is used to rewrite the text in your own words. It's used to clarify meaning. It is used to shorten a longer statement, but keep the main ideas. And in your research journals, that's a lot of how you're going to be using it. Remember, you are not allowed to use a quote that is more than 2 lines. So if you have information, more than 2 lines of information that you want to use from a source, you're going to have to paraphrase it. It's also used to avoid plagiarism, but the key to this is that you still have to cite it. So paraphrasing does not, if you paraphrase something, that does not mean that you don't have to cite it. A lot of times students will paraphrase in an attempt to get out of having to cite something, and then they end up plagiarizing because they should have cited it. So you must cite anything that you paraphrase. So, paraphrased passages, again, still require parenthetical citation because the ideas come from another source, even though you're putting them into your own words. Quotation marks should be used if you're using a direct quote, but remember, a direct quote should not be longer than 2 lines. So, if you have more than 2 lines, you should be paraphrasing and not directly quoting. Correct paraphrasing that remains uncited, remember, is still cheating. So if you only change a couple of words from a source, you're not paraphrasing. If you only delete a couple of words or phrases, you are not paraphrasing. If you only rearrange the order of the words, you're not paraphrasing. You have to do more than just one of these things in order to properly paraphrase something. Those are all examples of plagiarism. So there may be cases in where you've already used a couple quotes in a paragraph, or the original quote doesn't fit your paragraph, and that's a circumstance in which you would need to paraphrase. If you have a specific sentence that has information in it that you need, you can paraphrase. Usually it's better to paraphrase whole chunks of information because you're much less likely to plagiarize, and it's easier than trying to reword things sentence by sentence. So how do you do it? Reword. So replace words and phrases with synonyms whenever you can. Rearrange. So rearrange the words within sentences to make new sentences. You can even rearrange ideas presented within the paragraph. Realize that some words and phrases can't be changed, such as names, dates, titles, but you can present them differently in your paraphrase. And then finally, you want to recheck that your paraphrase conveys the same meaning as the original text. So you're going to be, like I said, doing this with some of the information that you pull from your sources. So here's an example. So I have this quote. Most people, homeless persons are individuals. Well, 35% of homeless persons are in family households. So I need to replace some words. I need to rearrange this. And again, I probably don't want to do this sentence by sentence. I only have one sentence here, but if I had like a whole chunk, I might want to just kind of think of, well, what is this saying, and put it into my own words rather than copy and pasting it over and then making slight changes. The copy and pasting and then changing it is going to put you more at risk of accidentally plagiarizing than if you just look at the sentence in the original source and then come over here and put it into your own words. without looking at it at the same time. But we're going to try the reword, rearrange, realize, recheck method. So I need to start changing words, right? So homeless persons, I could say people who are homeless are in family households. So maybe instead of saying family household, I want to say families. Account for 35%. Instead of saying of homeless persons, we can say of the homeless population. If I have that part of that idea, and then I also have the other half, individuals. Well, if I want to rearrange this, then maybe I can mention families first, and then I can have the individuals mentioned. So I have families account for 35% of the homeless population, but a majority of it is made up of single people. So it sounds different, same ideas, paraphrased. So in this paraphrasing lesson presentation, if you go through the slides a little bit more that are posted on Canvas, you can see some other examples of paraphrase, both paraphrase sentences and paraphrase paragraphs. But that is what you need to know about paraphrase in order to start pulling it into your research journal. Now, remember, when I'm paraphrasing, I need to make sure that I am also citing my source, right? So, for this source, the name of the article is Homelessness in America. It doesn't have an author. So, we are going to use the article title, Homelessness in America. And then I've properly cited this as well. So here is this quote, paraphrased and cited. All right. So that is what I have to share with you about paraphrasing today.